for being here. My name is Cedar Superior. I'm here with my co-host, Vibrating Vic. What's up? All
What's
right.
that? What's
Other one
going on, y'all?
And also, I'm here with my second co-host, the great grandson Puba. How's it going?
I feel like it's been a minute since all three of us have been on air, and it's great to
Yes.
have the trio back here on UPRE. I
Right.
mean, listen, there's a lot of great talent here on UPRE. I'm not going to act like there's not, but let's be honest, we are the saviors of UPRE, and I look forward to talk about Invincible. Invincible, I just think has been killing it, honestly.
Yeah. These past few episodes have been really good. I wanted to open up with a question because there's been a lot of chatter online about the animation style and how it's been suffering apparently this season. Do you guys feel that the animation has lessened in any way?
See,
Never got that vibe.
you know what? I'm annoyed. I am annoyed by this question, and
Why?
this is me being old, right?
Uh-huh.
The show's so damn good. You got to find something to hate.
I
Why?
agree.
You hate the way that they being drawn? Shoot fly, bro.
Yeah, apparently the complaints are that the animation is like not as good as previous seasons, and honestly, I didn't really notice it up until maybe what was that episode where they were in hell, and they did kind of do things to kind of save on the budget, which honestly I don't mind because before we were waiting years to get Invincible for each season. So if
Yeah.
they have to, like, make certain things differently in order to get it out quicker, I'm not going to complain about it because it's barely even noticeable in my opinion. I don't mind it at all, but some of the fan base have been pretty upset with what they feel are lackluster, graphics.
I don't know. Graphics has never been a thing that bothered me. I don't play video games as heavily as I used to, but that used to be a conversation about the graphics. I'm like, and to quote a good friend of mine, one Mark Wins, as long as I can see, I'm fine. So I don't know what they're talking about with the stuff. I think there was one part I feel like when we talk a little bit later in the episode, and I felt like they put a little bit more effort into just that alone. Because not to say it made it look 3D, but it seemed like the artwork was a little bit different than what it usually is. So when it comes to this whole complaining about the artwork, I'm with Vic. I just think people just look for stuff to hate, and I just don't know why.
You know what? Everyone's a critic, as they say.
No, for real. Like look. Well, we have all of these pixels now, and we can criticize all these things. But I remember when people were hyped that the TV was in color.
Oh shit!
I mean, get out of here. This shit is drawn like nothing. It came out and it's good, and we're all watching it, and we're hyped that Mark got his guts pulled out. Like, come on now.
Hold on. I'm gonna stop you right there. I was not excited about that at all. I did not expect that at all on my TV. But I get what you're saying.
We're talking about it. Like, we here for it because the storyline is good. And that's what I'm saying. Like, they're nitpicking, they're reaching, they're looking for something to complain about, and I feel like that's sad. Like, all right, you want it to be maybe what it was before, and as captivating as whatever, but it came out. We've been feeling for this for a long time. This is taking longer than regular shows, and they're drawing this.
Yeah.
They're drawing this. Like, come on.
There's a lot of extra work that goes into it.
Matter of fact, right to you, see, because I actually forgot, because I remember we did, cheap plug, if you just want to see the evolution of the trio, we reviewed season 1. And I remember after we reviewed season 1, it took maybe, a year or two until we got season 2. And
it took a minute. It was New Year. I think it was like 2 at least.
Right. It took a minute.
And look, there's no need for makeup. There's no need for costumes. The actors are all voices. So, if the drawing is maybe a little off, all right, fine. But they're producing it, and anyway, they're
getting it out there. They're getting it out there.
That's it. And we're talking about it. So
exactly. But to talk about this episode, we see what a true G Thaddeus turned out to be. I knew he was hiding something underneath them robes, y'all, because he was taking them out, taking them down.
It really was.
Episode. Man, when they showed up,
by him.
It was crazy. He was trying to, keep the peace a little bit, with I think it was called the Coalition of Planets. He's trying to get people backing him against the Viltrumites. But when those damn Viltrumites showed up to the planet under Tharag's orders, Thaddeus strapped up. He was like, all right, that's the game you're trying to play. The robes was ripped off. It was crazy. Honestly, I wasn't surprised that he could kick ass, but I was glad to see all the ass kicking that was dealt by the hands of Thaddeus. So.
I mean, the robe was a fool. It was a thing to fool you and make you think like he wasn't about that. Because I'm not going to hold you. There was no reason for it to be burnt off, to be honest with you, because the building collapsed on him. It wasn't like someone threw acid on him or anything. But when he shows up and then you just see the guns, I said, whoa, wait a minute, when did you have those?
Yes. And then there was the General, what was I saying about General Craig?
Yeah.
The guy with the one eye, the way he was kicking Mark's ass last season, I thought he was about to be about something, but Thaddeus was handling him like a rag doll. I said, this is
well, a few of them were having their way with him because I don't think Mark got a chance to interact with him, but Nolan and like how you said, Thaddeus. I mean, after a while, I mean, everyone was getting a piece of that ass. I mean, I don't mean to be all graphic, but everyone was clapping them cheeks because I hear what you're saying, and same thing with an
I don't mean to be graphic, but
yeah, I don't mean to be graphic, but here you go. But who was the girl who beat Mark's ass? I forgot her name. Was that Nessa?
I think that's right. That sounds right. The shortcut with the short.
Yeah. No, because I say all that to say because a lot of them were about like to me, if I could use a video game term, and I think we've all played an RPG, and you went against that one villain or boss fight or whatever, and he's like at 1,000, but you get your ass wiped. But then you go and do all these side quests. Now you've built up your health and all that stuff, and now he's nothing to you. And that's what these Viltrumites were like because they were a threat. I remember thinking like, "Yo, how are they going to stop this?"
Yeah.
And then you see them, they're getting the Viltrumites' ass were getting clapped. That should have been the name of this episode. Clapped.
But even Alan, he had to do a little one-on-two fight because he was he tried to help out Zoe, aka Tech Jacket, to get away because her jets weren't kicking off the way they should have been. And he had to fight 2-on-1, and I was a little nervous for him. Like, I don't know if he can do it. And thankfully, it turns out that Zoe was able to call in for backup with the dude with the power gun. This guy right here.
Yeah. What was his name? Motorcycle. I forgot if it was motorcycle.
I forget, but he got that gun.
No, I'm sorry. Go.
No, I forget his name, but yeah, he definitely came and handled some business in the final.
Oh, when he shot that one dude, I said, "Oh, it is over for you guys." Like that thing killed him instantly. I mean, disintegrated him. Yeah. I thought that was great. Look at Steve Harvey. I'm sorry.
He was in the fight too.
That dude was definitely giving Steve Harvey.
I remember him from previous seasons when he got on the Oliver's home planet. That's how I remember that. But so Alan was fighting the Viltrumites, got a little backup. We do see that Mark, he is still unconscious at the beginning of this episode, still healing, which leaves Nolan and Oliver stranded on the planet because it's safer to stay on the planet and let him heal versus trying to get him, back to where everyone else is and risk running into more Viltrumites. So they wait for him to recover slowly for the course of almost 2 months, right? And during that time, we get a little daddy son time between Nolan and Oliver. Right. A little bit of healing takes place. And I wanted to ask you guys, how do you feel about how it was handled? Like how the discussions was handled between Oliver and Nolan and which led to the forgiveness, it would seem, from Oliver to Nolan. Personally, I feel like it was a little bit too quick. It just felt like a lot of the forgiveness arc was kind of like a lot of montages and all of this. I wish they would have dragged it out a little longer, honestly. But I guess if you're the only two people on the planet because Mark is out of commission, there's nothing to do but have discussions and I guess heal old wounds. But I wish they would have dragged it out a little more. What do you guys think?
I think this type of thing doesn't happen with people until they're adults. Right. Okay. And like there was a time where men had two families. People didn't know people for whatever, all kinds of drama, all kinds of trauma. But these type of conversations don't happen until somebody's 24 or 25.
Yeah.
So, and it was a conversation that was very real. Look, this is what it was. This is what time it was. This is how I felt. This is this. This is that. I'm sorry. This is what happened. And at the end, it looks like he just accepted his father for who he was.
Yeah, it did turn out, Oliver mentioned in one of the scenes that he actually overheard what Nolan said to Debbie about his mom being a mistake, and that he never loved Andressa, I think her name is, the alien, Grasshopper. And then he kind of walked that back later. He was like, oh, well, I lied to Debbie. I actually felt something for your mother, yada, yada, yada. And I'm thinking, look at this mother effer right here.
Of course.
Who is he lying to? Is he lying to Oliver? Is he lying to Debbie? Is the stories changing depending on who's in front of him? I don't trust Nolan. I don't like him.
No, he's being a father. He's lying to his kid so his kid don't feel bad. You know what I'm saying? He's telling him Santa Claus exists. You know what I'm saying?
So you think he was lying to Oliver and not Debbie?
Of course.
Even though he said he was lying to Debbie, to Oliver.
Let me ask you something. You think he would have fucked that bug if there was another human in the planet over there? Let's keep it real.
Wait.
He had no choice. He had to, you know what I mean? Oliver knows what time it is. He just don't want to admit it. He's not going to say to his son,
he does know what time it is.
Listen, you are a mistake. Nobody says that unless they're really bad. You know what I mean? But he clearly cares about this kid. He's not going to be like, listen, man, I was just trying to get one off. I'm sorry. You are a mistake. Who's going to do that? That's hard.
I don't know, man. Like,
who?
I'm gonna just,
bro. I don't give a fuck what kind of piece of shit guy you are. You're not gonna do that, bro. You can be an asshole.
Was this towards me?
No, I'm not. No, not you. I'm just saying.
I was going to be sure.
In general, because that hits. This story is hitting real life. This kind of thing happens in real life. People are mistakes sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. So everybody knows, but nobody vocalizes that. Nobody says to the kid, you're a mistake. I'm sorry to tell you.
I just want to say, if you're watching this, we want you to know you're not a mistake, and please hit that like and subscribe button.
Thoughts, Jack? Do you think he was lying to Oliver or to Debbie? Because two true, they both can't be true.
They can't be true. So when Vic was talking, and because you asked this question, so at first I was like, well, he had to have had some kind of feelings for the mother, because like at the end of the day, he had a kid with her and he stayed on the planet and he was guarding the planet. Like if he really didn't, he would have smashed her right there and there. His Viltrumite would have kicked in and it didn't. So when you ask that, who's he lying to? You said the kid. I'm going to go the opposite. I think that he was lying to Debbie, because I think he did in fact have feelings for her, because he could have destroyed that planet. Listen, if he didn't care about any of that, the Viltrumites came on that planet, he could have sat there and said, I got one for you boys, and destroyed that planet. He had some kind of feelings, even if it wasn't as much as Debbie's. I think that there was still something there. I can't tell you the ratio. It was this much that he loved her over Debbie, but Debbie is his Debbie, I want to say it's his first love.
Okay.
So,
I don't know.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something.
What?
Yes.
Did Nolan know about Oliver originally? Did he know?
Yeah. He told Mark to send her to another place. Take care of Oliver. He knows about it.
The first couple, months or whatever of his life. But I will say, Nolan was on that planet because then they ain't had nowhere else to go. He couldn't go back to Earth. He couldn't go back to the Viltrumites because he technically didn't kill Mark, so he didn't fulfill the Viltrumite duty. Or he didn't have Mark come into the fold, so he was technically supposed to kill Mark, but he didn't.
Facts.
So where the hell was he supposed to go? He didn't know where to go.
He was going to end it. He was going to end it all, and he stopped because they
Y'all, have you
convinced
ever
him.
heard the term hobosexual, where you you with somebody for you staying with them, but you don't want them? That's what it's giving between him and Andrea, whatever her name was, the Roach girl, because
how dare you? She identifies as a grasshopper. How dare you? What's wrong with you, Cedar Superior? Get it together.
You know what's crazy though? Look how Oliver's turned on my bugs.
Oh,
He's turned on my bugs.
Listen, I love that talk right there, because I don't, and it's funny. Omni Man or Nolan, he was what Mark was 16 when he got his powers, right? So at 16, you start to, you're growing up. I don't know how old is he. Let's say he's 12, 13 or something at this point, talking about Oliver, right? And when he says, I get a little zippy. What was the word? He said zesty or something like that. It was a word.
Fizzy.
And when he said fizzy, and he said
about a lobster was pretty, but it didn't stop him from eating the lobster though.
And even then, you got to ask, how did you eat the lobster?
That's crazy. But he expressed that he feels different on the planet, and that was,
But that makes sense though. Because he's an alien. Even when you look at some of the things, it's funny because I know Oliver is an alien, but I kind of forgot that he was an alien. So when he's on this planet and Omni Man is making these things, and he's like, aren't you supposed to cook this much? Because he's become, not to say he become human, but he's been on Earth longer than his actual planet. So all he knows is the Earth. And he's like, well, are you supposed to do this? Are you supposed to do that? And when he's realizing, like, well, I feel like he's starting to get into his alienness, if that even makes sense, right? Like he's
grasshopper urges, but at the same time, his daddy grasshoppers. Who's he really getting the urges?
I mean, I think y'all gonna get this, but I don't know. But it was given when Simba met Timon and Pumbaa.
That's funny.
And Simba was asking for antelope and stuff, but he starts eating bugs and grubs.
Oh yeah, out of necessity.
Okay, I get what you say. Yeah,
that's what it was given.
Well, that was going more out of that was his way of trying to find a way to eat, because lions don't, or cubs, lions, whatever, they don't eat that. But for him, this was like natural to him. He was like, oh, I did, because even him saying like, I'm gonna miss this, like I'm gonna miss all of this, and it just, I don't know, it was like a reminder for me that, oh right, like Mark is so used to everything because he's technically half human, so like he's used to Earth. To him, he's like all this other stuff that they're doing, like. Was it like pancakes and stuff? And I'm sure he still likes that stuff, but eating this alien food and alien brain and stuff, he's like, oh, I need more of this because this is going to help me. And it's,
At the end of the day, Oliver has zero human DNA. He is 0% human. He is Viltrumite and whatever the heck that grasshopper was. And he's kind of like, he has no other choice but to live on Earth because those, his mom, Debbie, who's raised him is there. But yeah, very interesting. And even before the whole all forgiveness of it all, Nolan starts to train Oliver, and it reminded me very much because I had to go back and rewatch the first 2 episodes of the first season of Invincible. And when Nolan first approached Mark to train him, and Nolan said, "Hit me," Mark hesitated for so long. He's like, "I'm not going to hit you." Oliver couldn't wait to hit Nolan. He couldn't wait to give him a piece of that, a 2-piece special.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Oliver was raised different. Oliver was raised different. He was raised.
He's raised the same, but he's just different. He's just, angry or
because
he's always had that though. He's always no, he has. He's always had that, bro.
Mark he coddled a lot more than Oliver was.
Mark was coddled more than Oliver.
Coddling, but she already knew what time it was by the time Oliver just became big enough to fight. So he's been training. He's been wanting to do this for a while. So like that's what I'm saying. He was raised different because Mark was the one who raised him, not Omni Man. And mind you,
but he was still being. But even then, Mark was still kind of coddling him as well, though. He was trying to keep him away from all that killing and stuff. He had the urge to do that.
My point is that Mark had no idea why he was being trained.
Okay. No, he did because when he realized,
let him talk. What's your theory?
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
I'll talk too much.
No, I'm so sorry. Please.
What are you saying? Mark had no idea why he was being trained. Like, what? Finish that thought.
Oh, you talking to me? Oh, my bad. All right. So look,
Mhm.
no, he had no idea why he was being taught. He was just a kid and didn't understand everything that was going to happen. Omni-Man was writing all of this shit in these books and doing light shit. Mark had absolutely no idea when he was a kid growing up what was happening. Oliver was experiencing this his entire existence.
Okay.
Mark was already invincible by the time that Oliver came around.
Okay.
So his entire life, he saw Oliver. Oliver saw Mark fighting, and Oliver always wanted to help him. Like it's a completely different upbringing. Like Mark was coddled like crazy
But I would argue,
before he got his powers.
I would
So
argue
for
that
Oliver to
Mark
be
grew up watching Nolan being Omni-Man. The only difference, so I will give you the only difference is that Mark grew up imagining that Nolan and Omni-Man was the good guy. Oliver came in knowing that Omni-Man and the Viltrumites were the bad guys and that he was half Viltrumite. So I guess that would be the difference. He knows that they're warrior species, that they come to conquer and the yada, yada, yada. So maybe that's the difference and why that also fed into a little bit of his adoration of his father and why he tended to lean more into like the viciousness of the Viltrumites, especially when he was a little younger in previous seasons. So, but like I said, this episode though, he was ready to give Nolan the business, but he wasn't trying
as
to.
he should, though, as he should, as he should, as he should. Like, there's the truth. Like, listen, there's always a part of somebody that wants to punch their parent in the face if they fucked up and left the womb. They don't do it, but they want to do
it. To move past Oliver and Nolan, we did find out that we discovered who the mole allegedly was, and it wasn't Talia, it wasn't Alan's girlfriend. Allegedly,
I really thought it was gonna be her.
And
I was waiting for that to happen.
It was just some random chubby alien from that we just met this episode. I don't know. That's not
satisfactory. No, you're right.
It's not satisfactory to me as a viewer, and it makes me think: is this like a distraction? Is this a misdirect? Because I still feel like it's Alan's girlfriend. It could just be like a whole biasness because that's who I thought of after Jack, of course, mentioned it. So full credit to Jack mentioning that she was fishy. But I feel like them telling us that the mole is this random alien that we just met this episode isn't fulfilling my need to find who the mole is. I don't know.
No, I think that's a fair point. And part of me wonder, because as you're saying that now, I'm like, yeah, that's a good point. Like, could this be, because I don't know anything, like the reveal is, Vic will get this reference, I'm sure. If I could just mention a little wrestling here. You remember when it was revealed that Rikishi ran over Stone Cold and how disappointed we all was? This is what this gives right here for me. I know nothing of, I know nothing of this robot thing. Thank you, Vic. I know nothing of this robot. I was actually a little disappointed. I was like, wow, I don't even know you.
You hit the nail on the head on that one.
It's like that was it. This is what they're giving us after the whole buildup of there being a mole and us thinking it's her whole time. And honestly, I'm still on it's her team. I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a twist because originally they tried to blame one other alien, right? And he was like, "No, it's not me. It's that guy over there." And it was the fat alien, apparently.
Okay, see, you had a little too much fun saying it was the fat one that did it.
Fat alien, and then he admitted to it. But I don't know. Even the admission,
I just found it weird how he had a hole in his head.
Yeah, still talking.
Still talking.
Yeah,
but he's an alien. Maybe his brain is elsewhere. We don't know what their biology anatomy is, but either way, I still think it's old girl. If that Thala, whatever her name is, she's suspicious still. I don't trust her. We gotta keep an eye on her. But I think that was pretty much the highlights of that episode. If you like the video, please like the video and join us next week for some more Prime Time where we talk about Amazon Prime shows, aka Amazon Invincible and The Boys. Speaking of The Boys, follow us immediately because we're going to go right into a discussion of The Boys' new season, first episode. So we'll see you there and goodbye. Thanks for being here. Bye.